What's up guys, today we're going to be going over every single car in the Halloween update along with every single wrap and every single wheel so you can figure out what you want to buy and what you don't want to buy. Now before we get into it, worth noting, this vehicle and then one more vehicle will be coming out in the future. We don't know when. We know there'll be 25,000 candy and 17,000 candy, so you might want to grind for those. But those will not be in this video because they're not out as of recording. I'll probably make a separate video on those. This is likely to be a Bugatti 110, however you say it, I'm not sure. But the reason it is likely to be one is, well, it looks like one under this cover. And then last, Nick has been talking about how if they had a model for it, or if they have a model for it, it will be in the Halloween update. That was said before the Halloween update. So it's likely a 110 because it's been talked about. Now, as for the other car, we really don't know what it's going to be. We just know that one will be 25,000 and one will be 17,000. Anyways, so as I was saying, this video is just going to be an overview on all of the stuff. If you're looking for in-depth reviews on every single car, like lap times, this isn't the video. But if you're just looking for a general overview of customization and just general performance, this is the one. Let's get right into it. Alright, so the first vehicle we're going to start out with is the Testarossa. Doesn't sound too bad. So for detail, you have a fully functioning dashboard and the interior is not that bad. For stuff that opens, both the doors open up, which is pretty cool. For what kinds of paint you have your main primary paint, of course. Secondary paint, which I'm not sure what it does. You have calipers, you have your interior paint, which does the entire interior. And then you have the best part, body kits. So there's what it looks like with no body kit, and then there it is with the body kit, which I prefer running. It's just a clean, nice body kit. This is the only vehicle in the entire Halloween update with body kits, by the way. And you can change the wheels on this vehicle. Now for performance, keep in mind all these vehicles are stock, except boost is premium boost. Top speed isn't amazing by any means, at only 192 miles an hour, but it's not terrible. Handling on this vehicle, also again, it's just it's not terrible. It's not the greatest, it's not the worst. This is definitely more of a show car, costing 2,499 candies, but I mean, it's not a terrible vehicle and it looks pretty good. Alright, so the next vehicle we have on the list is the Ectomobile. Which in my opinion, the start is pretty cool. And it just sounds cool in general. So you have the exhaust come out there, which is pretty neat. Once more, stock vehicle, premium boost. Top speed is only 130 miles an hour, so nothing too good. So for customization, you are able to paint your wheels. And then you are able to paint chrome, which, right, it's black that does that. Just changes the sides. So I prefer it in black. And then that's literally it. You can also change your calipers, but on stock wheels you can't see them, and then you can change the wheels on this vehicle. So for just overall detail, no speedometer or anything like that, and the interior is kind of under detailed, which you can paint the interior. I think I forgot to show that. The whole interior can be painted. So for stuff that opens up, this vehicle is actually neat. You have the trunk open up, which two people can sit back here. You have both side doors open up. However, there are no seats back here, but so you have 4 doors and then the trunk that opens up, but no engine, unfortunately. Now also, this has no special features. It doesn't have sirens or a special horn. It's just a normal car. For handling, I mean, it doesn't handle very well, probably because it's a giant whatever this is, station wagon. But yeah, it's a pretty neat vehicle. It just would have been cool if it had a little more detail and some like sirens or something. Alright, next up we have the 1969 Charger. Doesn't sound terrible. Like all other cars, stock, premium boost. That's the last time I'm mentioning it since that's how they're all set up. The top speed is only 145 miles an hour, which is not spectacular by any means. The handling is also not very good. probably because it's a Charger. For customization, you are able to change the main paint, of course. Chrome, which does that, which changes the chrome. You have your interior, which just does the 2 front seats. Then you have your calipers, of course. And that's pretty much it for customization on this vehicle. Oh, and you can change the wheels on it. So for the interior, it's pretty detailed. You do have a speedometer. And then you have your interior, and you got some wood. Pretty nice detail. Ultimately, this is a pretty cool car. And, I mean, it's pretty cheap, so you might as well pick it up. So the Charger for opening stuff has 2 opening doors and a rear trunk, but for whatever reason, no opening engine. Which is a pretty big disappointment in a Charger. As you can see, there's nothing in there. Alright, next up, one of the most hyped up cars, the Mercedes 300 SL. Alright, so the 300 SL interior is pretty detailed. It does have stuff with the speedometer, it's just kind of hard to see it. Handling is alright, and this thing has a top speed of 163 miles per hour. Now, something actually neat about this vehicle is it does have a lot of opening areas, which I'll show in a second. Handling on this vehicle, as I said, is pretty good actually, one of the better handling vehicles. Anyway, so you have this hood, which engine's not worth looking at because it's like that. And then you have a trunk, which interestingly enough, the interior color changes with the trunk, which is pretty cool. So as for customization, you have your primary, which does that. You have your secondary, which affects wheels. You have your chrome, which just affects chrome, and then you can change your interior, which also affects the trunk. Unfortunately, no body kits. You can change the wheels on this vehicle. Now for the Apollo Evo. Interestingly, fire comes out of all the exhausts. All 5 exhaust pipes. It's got 5 in weird locations. Which is cool, I guess. Top speed is only 218 miles an hour. Keep in mind, this is stock. Interior is relatively detailed. And you have this weird wheel and a working speedometer. For handling, this car also handles pretty well. Feels similar to the Gemera. So, for customization, you have your primary, of course. You have your secondary, which I don't know what it does. I don't know why they're adding secondaries for all these cars that seemingly do nothing. Your interior, and then your caliper, rims can be changed. And then for stuff that opens, you have your 2 side doors, which lets us get a better view at that weird looking wheel. Who designed that? Time for the DeLorean. Sounds okay. So this car tops out at 88 miles an hour, which I guess they did that because it's the time machine version. And so because of that, you know, you can't really do much. Even with premium boost, it only goes to 94. I've seen people who have these max upgraded and they top out at 99. So definitely, no matter what you do, not going to be a fast vehicle. Probably just better off keeping it in neutral, to be honest. Nope. But yeah, so this car is not fast, and handling, it doesn't matter because you're never going fast enough to need good handling. For stuff that opens, you have 2 doors, which is nice. And then for customization, your interior color, you have your primary, and you can change wheels, and that's literally all you can do. Oh, and for interior detail, it's okay detail, but none of the gauges move, so that's kind of a disappointment. Another disappointment is this car does not have any special abilities or anything else. It just looks looks like this. Like you can have L and no special lights turn on, which is unfortunate. Okay, now for the last car, the DB5. So this spec is from last time I showed off the customization. Anyways, we'll just ignore it for now. Acceleration, alright. Top speed is only 152 miles per hour. Alrighty, so handling wise, we're just gonna take this easy turn. It's okay handling. It just handles like the 300 SL pretty much. It's not great, it's not awful, it just kind of is. Alright, so for interior detail, it is detailed, but it has the dashboard of the Ford GT. I don't know if that's realistic or not, but it does have that. So, overall interior detail, okay. For customization, you have your main paint, of course. You have your chrome. And then you have your rims, which can be painted and changed. You cannot paint the interior on this car, which I kind of think sucks, but, I mean, whatever. Alright, first we have the full throttle MZs. These can be painted. They look alright. I'm just going to call wheels off their real or in-game name because I'm not sure of them in real life. We have the DRE F10s, once more, can be painted. We have the cobweb wheels, which can be painted, but the spider stays black with red no matter what you do. We have the circus wheels, which can be painted, but only like the outer bit of them. We have the I'm Dead wheels, which can't not be painted, it seems like. So they are always stuck in this brown color with the skull in the middle. We have these Trio 0.6s, which can be painted. We have the Trio 0.01s, which again can be painted. We have the Eagle somethings, F18s, which can be painted, but it's only the outer ring that can be painted. And then lastly, we have the Dre F11s, which once more can be painted. So the only wheel that cannot be painted at all is just the I'm Dead, and then circus wheel can be painted only a little bit. The rest of them can all pretty much be entirely painted. Well, and the spider wheels in the center, like I said, can't really be painted. Okay, so now we're going over all of the wraps. Keep in mind, one of these, I can't remember which, is just given from a code. So, and the code is Spookfest 2022, all caps, no spaces, if you weren't aware. Alright, so first we'll check out Spooky Neon. This cannot be painted, there's no paint under this, you're always stuck with it in black. Looks alright, I guess. Next we have Witch's Spell, which, once more, stuck in purple. We have the Candy, which you can do any color under. We have the Halloween Pattern, which just bats, skulls, spiders, I don't know, stuff like that. Looks pretty cool. Next we have the Pumpkin Patch, which you cannot paint anything under. It's always in this color. Looks pretty nice, I guess. Then we have the Scarecrow, which, once more, you cannot paint anything under. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully this helps you figure out what you do and don't want to buy. When the other two cars come out, I will be doing a video on them, most likely. And also, if you want to know what, in my opinion, is the best way to grind candy in this game, that will be linked in the description as well. Until next time, Venom out.